everybody. Welcome to Blue Goose Garage. This is day 4 of the everyday video of August. However, whatever you want to call it. Today, I'm in my 91 Metro. Dad ordered parts and stuff for his, so I should be working on that tomorrow. Last fall, I put a set of rings in this. Did a valve job on my kitchen table. All kinds of fun stuff. Car's running good. It does seem to get rid of a little bit of oil. That's getting better. I didn't really drive it last year enough to break the rings in, so it was smoking a little, but now it's not. It's got a small oil leak, but you know, for what I had in that engine rebuilding it, I'm completely happy and content with that. And eventually I might reseal the oil pan again, or just, I've tried that like 3 times with this oil pan and it keeps leaking at the back of the engine. It doesn't seem to matter how much silicone you put on it or how good you straighten the rail, it leaks. The block's fine. It's just an old junky oil pan and it leaks oil. And, well, that and the silicone you can buy now isn't like it was. So I'm probably going to buy a tube of great stuff and try that next. But the car's running good. It's getting about 45, 46 miles per gallon now, all the time. I fine-tuned my ignition timing to where, well, like I did last year, I made it match everything else, but everything else has a little less compression than this one has. So I had to fine-tune my timing to where it didn't detonate, and all the time anyway. It will if you pull a steep hill lugging it, but most of the time it don't. And again, as cheap as that engine is, I don't really care. So it runs good. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't care about it. I do care about it. But I also know that that extra degree or 2 of timing is helping the gas mileage more than it's hurting the engine. So I put probably, I've put 300 miles on this car in 2 days. Well, yeah, close to that. And it's doing good. I replaced the left rear tire a week ago with a tire that we got from Danny's stash when he passed away. It was a brand new tire, still had the sticker on it, but it was a couple years old. I put that on it and it's doing good. And then after that, the right rear's got a knot coming up on it, so I got a cheap tire off eBay for, after taxes and shipping and everything, it was $42. You know, really, a Chinese tire, Taiwan tire, whatever, on something that was really heavy, you might not want to do that. A cheap tire. On something like a Metro, it'll run until it gets old. Even driving this car more like I currently am, I will more than likely never wear out the tires that are on it. They will get old and dry rot before this car needs tires again, because that's what they do. And buying a really good brand doesn't really make any sense for me, because I don't drive the car enough to justify it. And really, it rides fine with, I think the front tires, they're mates. I worried about that. The front tires are mates. They're Westlakes. They run out fine. The rear tire, they don't even make it anymore, but it was a Black Lion, now Black Hawk. There's nothing wrong with that tire. It rides like a Cadillac for a Metro. You always kind of have to add for a Metro because these cars, they don't ride very good. But or this one don't. But you got to keep in mind, this one was wrecked really hard. And I might actually, in the description or in a card or in the end of the video or something, I might make the effort to put a video of this car getting fixed, because it hit a light pole about 40-50 mile an hour and destroyed the right front rail. So it really only runs out good when I'm in the car by myself on a straight road. Any other time, it don't drive good. But for what I have in it, it's worth it, and I'm happy. This kind of goes along with a comment I got on the last Metro video. He's commented on a lot of my Metro videos, and I figure what I'm going to try to do here is help him out a little bit. And anybody else that has a Metro that happens to watch this video and they haven't had this happen. On an automatic Metro, years ago, the computer that controlled the transmission started having issues with the capacitors, and that happened like 10 years ago. So that started happening on automatic Metro ECM, TCM, whatever. I think it must be a TCM, transmission control module, where the 3 or 4 capacitors on that TCM would start leaking acid onto the circuit board, and it would make the transmission do all kinds of weird things. That green convertible that we have would downshift the first gear at 50 mile an hour. It would just randomly downshift, or it would upshift, or it was weird. The gears weren't where they're supposed to be, and it just did anything it wanted to. Until very recently, we never had a computer, the engine ECM, do it. Until a parts car for Danny, I couldn't get it to run, and 2 computers were bad. They were bad to the point, one of them, it didn't have fire, it didn't have ignition. The other one, as soon as you turned the key on to crank that car, it would dump fuel like a jet liner, and it wouldn't crank. It was just dumping fuel. Both of those computers ended up having an issue with the capacitor leaking onto the circuit board. And from what I didn't do it, but from what I understand, you can just replace the capacitors and clean it, and it'll fix it, just the same as the TCM. And it'll make you think that it's got a bad injector that's hung open, but in reality, it's an issue with the fuel management. This car's got an issue currently with the timing control. It doesn't electronically advance the timing. I took the computer apart, and it's not got a bad capacitor, but it does have a cracked trace on a chip, but that was from a wreck. So I've kind of been leaving it alone, because chances are I'm going to take Danny's computer and a spare intake that I had forgot about having, that I found in the closet, and put those both on this car, so in the distributor out of Danny's car, because that should fix an issue that I've had, but I'm driving it like it is. And once I fix that, then I'm going to have to readjust my timing, because right now it is advanced more than it would be. That's why it idles high. I don't know if you can hear it, but It idles about 1100 RPM instead of whatever it's supposed to idle at. Danny's idles at the right spot. I could honestly just try to fix this computer, but the way it is right now, I know this computer works. It just doesn't work good. As these cars get older, they have issues like that. That's my point. Maybe mentioning this and talking about it in the video, maybe this will help somebody. So anyway, I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.